Welcome to the Gamer Novelist, where pixels meet pages. Today on the Gamer Novelist, we're diving deep into our full review of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, exploring the darker turn of the wizarding world and the secrets hidden within Hogwarts walls. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets opens not with the wonder of discovery, but with a deeper, almost unsettling echo. Hogwarts still feels like home, yet it pulses with something unseen, something whispered. In this second chapter of Harry's life, the shine of magic begins to reveal its shadows. We follow Harry not just into another school year, but into a cavern of fear, identity, and unanswered questions about who we are when confronted with the unknown. Where Philosopher's Stone introduced us to a world that felt alive with possibility, Chamber of Secrets invites us to look more closely at the cost of belonging. It is a story rooted in myth and mystery, yes, but also in doubt, prejudice, and the fragile definitions of courage. For first-time readers, it is a thrilling continuation of the wizarding world. For those returning after years, it feels like remembering something that once frightened you and now moves you instead. This book is not merely about magic. It is about fear made tangible and the way we learn, painfully, that sometimes the real monster is not a creature, but a story we have been told to believe. Reading Rowling in Chamber of Secrets is like eavesdropping on someone who knows their world intimately and wants you to experience it as viscerally as they do. Her prose here is deceptively effortless. Sentences that seem simple reveal a deeper emotional architecture when you slow down to feel them rather than scan them. The language balances humor with a growing seriousness. It's playful when it needs to be, when describing the chaos of the Burrow, the antics of Fred and George, or Gilderoy Lockhart's florid bravado, yet it never shies away from gravity. When fear enters a scene, so does texture. The hush in a corridor, the stinging disbelief in a friend's eyes, the ache of isolation all seep into the language itself. Dialogue in this book often feels like subtext. Characters speak, but what lingers between their words is meaning. Distrust glassed over with politeness, uncertainty hidden beneath bravado, fear dressed as certainty. Rowling's writing invites us into Harry's head without trapping us there. We feel what he feels, but we also understand, just beyond him, the larger emotional currents that shape every whispered rumor and every dusty corridor. If the first book was about discovery, this one is about confrontation. The plot of Chamber of Secrets unfolds like a whisper becoming a shout. Faint warnings etched on stone, strange voices only Harry can hear, classmates trapped in silence. The story builds not through spectacle, but through layering. The structure is elegant in its rising tension. Early chapters meander through summer frustrations and the familiar relief of returning to Hogwarts, but each scene is a brushstroke adding shadow until the full portrait of fear emerges. The mystery of who opened the chamber and why it matters becomes not just a puzzle to solve, but a question that reflects back on every character's understanding of themselves and each other. Climax, entering the chamber itself, feels inevitable not because it is foreshadowed with flashing signs, but because every emotional thread in the story pulls toward it. Harry's fear of misunderstanding, his struggle to define himself outside expectation, and the way the past can claw into the present. This is a plot that rewards patience and reflection. The setting of Chamber of Secrets deepens the wizarding world in a way that feels organic and emotionally charged. Hogwarts is no longer simply wondrous. It becomes layered with history, conflict, and the quiet echo of old terrors. The castle's corridors no longer promise only adventure. They hint at secrets that refuse to stay buried. Rowling expands the world not by adding more fantastical elements, but by intensifying the ones she already created. The Burrow feels warmer, softer, full of human imperfections and laughter that stands in contrast to the stiff silences of Hogwarts hallways. Diagon Alley is familiar, but it resonates with new shades of normalcy interrupted by fear. And beneath the school, the chamber hides as if it were a wound forgotten and then reopened. Magic in this book is a tactile presence, not just flash and spectacle, but something that affects the ground where people walk, the history etched into stone, and the way characters respond to each other under stress. World building here is not background. It is a living, breathing force. Harry in this book is not just braver, he is more uncertain. He carries the question of identity not as a distant worry, but as a breath in his lungs. His ability to speak Parseltongue, once a strange curiosity, becomes a source of fear and suspicion. This book invites you into Harry's internal reckoning. What parts of us are shaped by fear, and what parts are shaped by choice? Ron grows into loyalty as a force that is not easy or casual, but tested and proven. Hermione's courage becomes more than intelligence. It becomes compassion in action. Characters who may have felt static in the first book, like Ginny, like Dobby, reveal depths of vulnerability and strength that feel eerily real. Even Draco Malfoy, often dismissed as mere annoyance, embodies the unexamined assumptions that this story challenges. Every character here feels like an emotional landscape, not just a plot function. At the heart of this story are questions that feel painfully human. What parts of ourselves are defined by fear, and what parts by choice? How do prejudice and inherited stories shape the way we see others, and ourselves? The book's confrontation with blood purity, exclusion, and the consequences of fear feels eerily relevant in any era, where difference is still seen as threat rather than diversity. The themes here are not cloaked in metaphor. They are lived, breathed, and wrestled with by characters you come to care about. This is why the story resonates not just with children, but with anyone who has ever felt misunderstood or judged. In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Rowling uses symbolism and imagery to give the story layers beyond its surface adventure. The chamber itself represents fear and prejudice hidden beneath the surface, ancient, secret, and waiting to be unleashed. The basilisk embodies this invisible fear, a threat that paralyzes both students and readers alike, symbolizing the dangers of ignorance and the power of hidden malice. Tom Riddle's diary is another powerful symbol. It reflects manipulation and the fragility of identity, showing how easily truth can be twisted and how fear or loneliness can make someone vulnerable. The petrification caused by the basilisk is not only physical but also metaphorical, illustrating how those judged or marginalized can feel trapped and powerless. Even smaller details carry meaning. The dark corridors and shadowed corners of Hogwarts contrast with the warm light of the Gryffindor Common Room or the Burrow, symbolizing safety versus danger, hope versus fear. The Parseltongue ability that isolates Harry is both a gift and a curse, representing difference, responsibility, and the complexity of one's identity. Rowling's imagery never feels forced. It deepens the story, making magic a reflection of human fears, courage, and moral choices, giving readers a subtle but resonant layer to explore beneath the thrilling adventure. Reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets brings a mix of nostalgia, suspense, and genuine warmth that feels very personal. From the very first pages, the tension of Harry's summer at the Dursleys grips you, not just because of their cruelty, but because it reminds us of those moments of loneliness and frustration we've all felt. When Dobby appears, both comical and tragic, the story tugs at the heart, blending humor with worry in a way that makes you truly care about these magical lives. The danger lurking in Hogwarts, the mysterious attacks, the petrified students, creates real suspense, but it's more than just fear of the unknown. Rowling makes us feel Harry's anxiety and courage, as if we are experiencing the threats alongside him. Moments like discovering the true identity of the heir of Slytherin or confronting the basilisk are thrilling, but they also resonate emotionally because they are tied to loyalty, friendship, and moral choice. Harry's bravery isn't abstract. It's born from love for his friends and his commitment to doing what's right, which makes every triumph feel earned and deeply satisfying. Even the quieter moments, like Ginny's fear, Ron and Hermione's worry, or the relief when friends come together, hit hard emotionally. They remind us that courage is often messy, human, and deeply relational. As a reader, you feel the tension, hope, and relief in waves, creating a story that is both exciting and profoundly moving. Rowling has a rare ability to make fantasy feel emotionally real, so that the triumphs, fears, and losses of these young characters resonate long after the book is closed. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets showcases Rowling's talent for blending familiar fantasy elements with fresh, inventive ideas. While the concept of a hidden chamber or a monster beneath the school echoes classic myths, the way she intertwines it with school life, friendship, and personal growth feels entirely her own. The magical creatures, the enchanted diary, and the Parseltongue ability add layers of originality, turning what could be a typical monster story into a rich, imaginative adventure. What stands out most is how Rowling balances wonder and plausibility. The magic feels extraordinary, yet believable within the world she has built, and her creativity never overshadows the human emotions at the heart of the story. It's a reminder that originality isn't just about new ideas. It's about making readers care deeply about them. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets sits at an interesting crossroads between classic fantasy traditions and Rowling's own unique voice. The story draws from British boarding school novels, echoing the familiar rhythms of school life, hidden rules, and rivalries, while weaving in elements of myth and legend. The idea of a secret chamber and a monster lurking beneath the school recalls Gothic tales and ancient myths. Yet Rowling transforms these tropes into something relatable and immediate for a young audience. Comparisons to her earlier work are inevitable. This book expands on the foundation laid in Philosopher's Stone, moving from wonder and discovery to danger and moral challenge. In the wider landscape of fantasy literature, the tone still differs from darker contemporaries of the 1990s. Whereas other novels leaned heavily into grim or complex worlds, Rowling balances suspense with humor, warmth, and a human touch, making fear and tension approachable for readers of all ages. Her work also invites subtle comparisons to mythic hero journeys. Harry's confrontation with the basilisk mirrors archetypal tales of courage, while the magical artifacts and the diary echo enchanted objects found in folklore. Yet Rowling's innovation is in grounding these elements in a school setting filled with friendship, rivalry, and humor, making the story feel both timeless and uniquely hers. Rowling's second book continues to captivate readers across generations. Children are drawn into a world where danger and magic coexist with friendship and humor, while teenagers relate to Harry's growing sense of responsibility and the complexity of his relationships. Adult readers can appreciate the deeper moral lessons and subtle foreshadowing of the challenges to come. The story's accessibility, combined with its layered narrative, allows it to resonate on multiple levels. Humor, suspense, and the warmth of familiar friendships make the book appealing to both new readers and longtime fans. Its balance of adventure, emotion, and moral insight ensures that Hogwarts remains a place readers want to return to again and again. Reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets again, after so many years, reminded me of the delicate balance between childhood wonder and growing awareness. The book captures that feeling of stepping into a world both familiar and dangerous, where every corner of Hogwarts holds a secret and every choice carries weight. Revisiting the story as an adult, I noticed how the stakes feel higher, not just because of the danger, but because the characters' courage and loyalty resonate on a personal level. What strikes me most is how Rowling manages to make the story both thrilling and emotionally honest. Harry's bravery, Ginny's vulnerability, and the unwavering support of friends make the magical elements feel grounded in human experience. The lessons about choice, identity, and responsibility are subtle but enduring, wrapped in the excitement of a young hero facing a mystery far beyond his years. This book solidifies Rowling's skill in blending imagination with emotional depth. It is not just a tale of magic or adventure. It is a story about growing up, confronting fears, and discovering the power of friendship and integrity. Even decades later, it remains a reminder that courage and compassion are what truly define a hero. Exceptional expansion of the magical world. Richly human emotional depth. Memorable new characters like Dobby and Ginny. Themes of courage, friendship, and choice resonate across ages. Balanced suspense, humor, and narrative flow. Some secondary characters remain underdeveloped. A few plot conveniences stretch believability. Occasional tonal shifts with Lockhart's comedic antics. Rowling's language here is nuanced and evocative, balancing humor and depth with seamless grace. The mystery unfolds with intelligence and emotional resonance, weaving tension and reflection. Hogwarts feels more alive and textured than ever, a place of wonder and fear in equal measure. Personal growth, vulnerability, and emotional honesty elevate every major character. Fear, identity, and choice are explored with rare depth and relevance. This is a book that stays with you, not just in memory, but in feeling. A fresh, introspective take on familiar fantasy elements. A story that speaks to every age, blending wonder, tension, and heart in a way that keeps both new readers and longtime fans fully engaged. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is not just a sequel. It is a deepening of emotional and moral vision. It is a book that understands fear not as an antagonist, but as a force that shapes every character, every decision, every whispered rumor in a crowded hallway. My honest, professional reflection is that this is one of the most compelling installments in the series. A narrative that grows not outward into spectacle, but inward into complexity. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets does more than continue a saga. It deepens your understanding of what it means to confront fear, to choose friendship over isolation, and to find courage not in grand gestures, but in quiet conviction. It is a story that lingers in the mind long after the final page, not because of what it shows you, but because of what it makes you feel. Thanks for watching. Don't miss my next review, only on The Gamer Novelist.